We have already tried to understand the meaning of the word congruence. We have learned the meaning that congruence means equal in all respects. Two things can be called congruent if they are equal in all the respects like shape, size or things so on. Two things can be called congruent if they are same. Two things can be called congruent if they are matching with another. Two things can be called uh, congruent if they are matching with one another. Or we can talk in several ways like two things can be called congruent if they are identical or same with one another. So meaning is very explicit from these what we say different ways of understanding the meaning of the word. So now the question is, how can we, when it comes to the triangles, exclusively we deal about or we talk about the triangles in this chapter. Now the question is, how can we call two triangles as congruent? So there are certain conditions which has to be or which have to be satisfied in order to say that two triangles are congruent. So let's try to understand the conditions for triangles. First of all, two triangles can be called congruent. Let me just draw two triangles here just to understand the concept. So let me name it as a ABC and another as a PQR. Triangle ABC and PQR can be called congruent if two sides of this triangle and an included angle of this is equal to the corresponding two sides and the included angle of the triangle PQR. So let's try to understand here. We know to understand the concept, let's put some values here. This as 12 centimeter and 12 centimeter here, 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter. Now we know that these two are corresponding sides because these are matching sides. These are matching sides or corresponding sides. Now the angle that falls between the given sides we call it as included angle. So what does this condition or the congruence rule say? It says that two sides of triangle ABC and an included angle, if it is equal to the corresponding two sides of triangle PQR and included angle, then both can be congruent to each other. See, look at here, AB, its corresponding side is PQ. So here AB is equal to, we understand that PQ corresponding one side, first side is equal. The another corresponding side BC is equal to QR. So two corresponding sides are proven to be equal. Now the included angle B, the corresponding included angle is Q here, both are equal. So let's put a value here to understand 50 degree. So both are 50. So therefore these two triangles can be called as congruent triangles. So in simple words, two triangles can be called congruent if two sides of a triangle and its included angle are equal to the corresponding two sides and the included angle of the another triangle. Then those two triangles can be called a congruent triangle. This particular condition or this particular a rule for congruency, we call it as side congruence rule. Why? Because the order here is side angle order. That is the order in which we understand here. Therefore it is called as side congruence rule. So hope it is clear to everybody. Now let's try to understand the next congruence rule, that is theorem. The first one, the what we say side congruence rule, is known as an axiom. Now Second congruence rule that we are going to talk about is a theorem. What does it say? It says nothing but a simple logic here to understand. In order to understand, let's put some values here in this triangle. Yeah. According to this congruence rule, two triangles can be congruent if two angles and included side of a triangle is equal to the corresponding two angles and the included side of another triangle. So let's be looking at the picture, learn it. See, if you look at here, the corresponding angle is Q, both are same. Angle B and angle Q are equal. Angle C, its corresponding angle R, there is also equal. Now you know the included side is the side that falls between the given sides. We have already learned the included side here is 12 centimeter. Again here is also 12 centimeter. So looking at the picture, we understand that two angles are equal to their corresponding angles. Included side is equal to its corresponding included side. So if two angles and included side of a triangle, if it is equal to the corresponding two angles and included side of a triangle, then we can call that those two triangles as congruent to each other. Now, this particular theorem is known as ASA or angle side angle congruence rule. Why is it so? Because the order here is angle side angle, angle side angle. So since the order is that way, we call it as angle side angle congruence rule. Now let's try to understand. Let us try to understand the next theorem, that is angle side congruence rule. What does it say? According to this congruence rule, if any two angles and a side of a triangle is equal to the corresponding two angles and side of another triangle, then those two triangles can be called as congruent triangles. That means, looking at the picture here, angle A, its corresponding angle is P. Angle B, its corresponding angle is Q. Angle A is 60 degree, P is also. So angle A and P are equal. Same. Angle B and Q are 50 degrees each, so they are equal. So two angles are same. Two angles of this triangle are same as that of the corresponding angles here. And a side BC is 12 centimeter. Its corresponding side QR is also 12 centimeter. That means, as per the rule, any two angles in this figure, the given angles 60 degree and 50 degree, angle A and angle B are equal to their corresponding angles P and Q. They are equal, and the side BC is equal to QR. So we can call these two triangles as congruent triangles. This congruence rule is known as angle side congruence rule. So let me repeat it. It's called as angle side congruence rule. Why is it so? Because the order is angle first, then angle, then side. So angle side congruence rule. Now let's try to understand the next congruence rule, that's side congruence rule. Now to make you understand, let me put certain values here. 10 centimeter here, let it be 9 centimeter, here 10. Now what does this theorem say? According to this theorem, if three sides of a triangle are equal to the corresponding three sides of another triangle, then those two triangles are congruent to each other. Let's look at here. The corresponding what will be the side of AB is PQ. Both are equal. So AB is equal to here PQ. The corresponding side of BC is QR. So BC is equal to QR. The corresponding side of AC is PR. That means the three sides of this triangle ABC is equal to the corresponding three sides of the triangle PQR. Therefore, these two triangles are congruent to each other. So, this theorem is known as side congruence theorem because it's exclusively talking about the sides here. Now, the next one is about the right angles here. So far, we were just talking about other triangles. Now, we are exclusively talking about the next theorem is exclusively about the right angles. So, what does it say? In order to understand, let's draw two right angles here. Let me name it in a similar way. So, according to this theorem, two right-angled triangles are congruent if the hypotenuse and any one side of a triangle are equal to the hypotenuse and the corresponding side of it. Now, how can we understand? As we know, this part, the longest part of a right angle, we call it as a hypotenuse. The downward area, we call it as base, and the upward area, side, we call it as perpendicular. Now, according to this theorem, these two right angles can be congruent if the hypotenuse and any one other side, it can be perpendicular or base, are equal to the hypotenuse and the corresponding side. If it is base here, it should be equal, its base should also be equal. If it is about perpendicular, its perpendicular should also be equal. But hypotenuse must be equal to both. Have all of you understood? So that's the concept here. So these two triangles can be called what we say congruent if the hypotenuse and any one side of a triangle is equal to the hypotenuse and the corresponding side of it. Then those two right angles can be called as what we say congruent. So this is the theorem we have learnt. So far we have tried to understand different theorems, an axiom, and what we say 4 different theorems.